And another thing is that a lot of people are comparing the Babadook to It Follows, and it's not good, because It Follows is way better at creating that sense of dread, that sense of impending doom, of like, oh, is it coming? It's coming. It's coming. When is it? Where's it showing up? It's gonna be here. It's you know, it's almost, you watch it in a little bit of a panic because it's done so well. The thing with the Babadook, it's like you're like, okay, when's it gonna show up? Sometime. Is it gonna show up? Oh, wait, it's a coat with claws and a hat. And it's not really moving or doing anything. It's just there in the background, the police station. You could just stand there all day and nothing's gonna happen. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! The Perverts Have Spoken. Episode 25! Episode 25, coming off of last night's rather disappointing The Babadook. I thought, for the last week, the final week, why don't I review something that I haven't seen before, that I checked out on the IMDb's, and the one review that it had was a review that said, hey, this is a pretty fun monster creature flick with some decent gore, and good thing they didn't go CGI with it, and a lot of practical effects. And I thought, hey, you know what? That sounds good. I have that movie. I haven't actually watched it yet, but this is going to give me a good chance to watch it. It's really quick, and honestly, I'm kind of tired and had a long day at work, so I thought, this is perfect. Watch this, record this video, and everyone will be happy. Well, it's not that easy. What I'm reviewing is Nezulla the Rat Monster, and let's be honest, it is not a good movie. Not in the least. So first of all, let's talk about the plot. So there's this, the Americans set up this medical facility in Japan to try to create a way to make their soldiers resistant to all kinds of chemical and biological weapons. Unfortunately, trying to do so, one of the lab experiments, which was a rat, became a mutant monster that thirsted for blood and was hungry for human flesh. And while this all happened, also unleashed a plague that was killing the population. So the Americans send a crack team of military experts to come in, kill the rat, take its blood to try to use it as an antidote, and secure the facility, saving the world. Right? Well, not exactly, because one of the Americans has actually got a different set of orders, which is blow the whole thing up, cover it up, then the Americans can say, what giant rat monster and plague? We had nothing to do with that. There's no evidence. There's just this crater and everything, even though you know that it was our facility beforehand. And when we sent in the crew, there was the plague and stories of rat monsters. But there's no proof. Come on. You can't put one and one together. Right? Anyways. So you have the incompetent, bumbling American soldiers and the one Japanese Defense Force operative who is fucking Rambo. He is like the greatest thing ever. The true brains and brawn and the military know-how, the expert cool hand Luke, whatever you want to say. So you've got that kind of interesting dichotomy. Like, it literally, like, the American soldiers in this movie are the three freaking stooges. You've got two guys who are just bumbling idiots and they are cowards. You've got this one guy who is like super by the book, like gung-ho, like, yes sir, always prepared, you know, and you know, I think he dies first, honestly. Maybe second. Spoiler, whatever. And then you've got the snake, the conniving bitch who really, you know, she looks at, acts it as, she acts like a petulant teenage daughter who's on a family trip, actually. It's like, hey, could you go, like, you know, check this part? It's like, okay, fine, I will. Whatever, guys. I'm going to see if the AC works, because this is hot in here, or something like this. You know, it's like, oh, gosh, you guys are just totally bumming me out. I got to set this bomb here, and I got to blow up the shit up all over the place, and you guys are just fucking with me right now. Oh, I can't handle it. Stuff like this. And of course, I've got this, this scientist who wears glasses, who is like, all like, oh, you know, nervous and weak, and it was sad that her colleagues died, but she somehow survived, and I guess has a little bit of survivor's guilt. And then you got the commander, who is like so green that, I mean, he's like fresh off of the officer's training program or whatever, so he doesn't really even have control of the situation, and gets overly emotional. Whatever, you know, it's funny. I think, hopefully they were doing this as to be like some sort of like, you know, satirical, comical thing. If not, man, okay, whatever. So they find out, of course, about the other plans, and they're now locked because for some reason they decided to like put the place in lockdown for like a day and a half or something. So they can't escape, and of course this bomb is ticking away, so now they got to get to the bomb and either defuse it or set the timer higher so that they can get out before the thing explodes. And of course there's the gigantic rat monster who wants to eat them, and of course made his nest, its nest, whatever, in the room with the bomb. I don't know how she was able to set the bomb without the rat killing her, but apparently I guess he was away doing something. He was out, you know, probably because the plot said, hey, don't be here, whatever. So there you have it. And of course you've got this sort of backstory where there's a doctor and his wife or girlfriend, and they're trying to like save people and help them, but you know, she ends up getting infected, and he's all wrought and distraught about it and sad. And honestly, that whole thing sucks nuts and ruins the pacing of the movie. Honestly, the movie is like, it's speeding along. It's like, hey, look, you know, we're getting there. And, you know, with a bad movie, that's important because it's like it knew, it's like, hey, you know what? We suck. We better get the fuck out of here as fast as we can. But then we just stop and it comes to a screeching halt so that we can have this boring hospital shit going on that I could care less about. And honestly, that kind of really is one of the most piss off parts of this whole spiel. So where's the gore and awesome practical effects? Well, the monster's a suit, and a lot of the action, I guess, is practical, but man, they use CGI for fucking helicopter flybys. They use CGI for the bullet hits. I mean, there's a scene where they kill this guy and they fire, but it's off screen, so they don't even have squibs. And then you see the bloody aftermath, which honestly is disappointing. And when they're firing, you know, they go like close up on the face and they just flash the screen because they can't even afford to have not lens flare, but muzzle flashes for their guns. That's how piss poor this whole thing is. And when they shoot the monster, you got the cheesy little drawn in bullet ricochets, and it's just bad. It's just horrible. And there's no real gore. Everything happens off screen, and there's just no bloody parts. I mean, there's blood, I guess, but you know, there's a severed arm, but is it a severed arm? Because you don't see the severed part. So who knows? That could be the actor off frame, just, you know, pretending it's a severed arm. I don't know. It's bad. It's just horrible. The action is laughable. Honestly, the only funny part is the interactions with the military people, because of the ridiculous characterizations. They're so flat and one-dimensional, but when they talk with each other and all that stuff, it's freaking hilarious. And it's all played by Japanese people. And these Japanese people are supposed to be Americans, and yet the commander's English is worse. He's got such a thick Japanese accent, while the Japanese defense guy, who is fucking Rambo, which is the pinnacle of soldierdom, speaks a lot better English with a lot less accent, which I thought was fucking ironic. And I'm like, this movie has to be ironic. This movie has to know it's this bad, and it's doing this shit on purpose. I don't know. It's like the budget is $1.50. Honestly, it's really that low quality. Like I said, all the gore happens off screen. Sure, you'll get to see the aftermath, but that's more along the lines of like, hey, I've got a blood bag. Let me like spray some blood on you, or you know, it's like I'm decorating a cake and it's blood icing. I spread it over there. It's like, okay, you're good, whatever. So honestly, it's a bad movie. It doesn't do anything really well. It has some enjoyment because you can kind of enjoy the tongue-in-cheekness, the silliness, the ridiculousness of everything going on. I mean, literally, this is how bad. Like, you have explosions. They do a CGI explosion. Usually, you could do a pretty good explosion, pretty big, pretty powerful. You know, add some sound effects, get someone to like crash things, just right. So this is like 3, 2, 1. That's, even the fucking explosion is anticlimactic. I mean, it's so bad. It's so bad, and it's a bad Japanese movie. Low budget, low effects, low blood. So you think, you know, there's a whole bunch of hot nurses. You know, there's no nudity. They can't even give you a pair of tits. I mean, this is a Japanese movie. They seem to find ways to put tits in these movies. And yet, no. I mean, if I was the producer, I would be, like, seriously, I'd be going like, hey, guys, hey, you know, good job on the film so far. I mean, I know we don't really have that big a budget and stuff, but I was looking at the dailies and, you know, kind of seeing how things are progressing, and I was just thinking, could we possibly, just, you know, just an idea here, just, you know, pushing out an idea here, guys. Could we maybe just, you know, get some of the nurses to do quick shower scene, you know, just, you know, just show some, you know, because, I mean, we're not really doing a lot of gore here, guys. There's not really a lot of gore and blood, and I think maybe our audience might need little something, you know, just a little something, you know, a little something more to, you know, make them not want to kill us when they buy this from us as we try to sell it. Can we, you know, just, you know, it's like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I mean, I know some girls from the club who will just, you know, they'll be the stand-ins, you know, just, you know, I'm the producer. I should be able to do that, right? Oh, okay. So anyway, so let's get it. I'm gonna give you all the scores because you need to know how deep the rabbit hole goes. So violence and gore, I'm getting a 0.5 out of 5. I mean, there's blood and there's violence, but it all sucks. So, there. Shock value, 0 out of 5. I have yet think about a horror movie that doesn't even have a jump scare in it. There's at least something that will go, hey, horror movie. No. The only thing shocking about this is that they made it, and that I watched it, and I watched the whole thing, and didn't lose my mind, or did I? So, 0 out of 5. The acting, or I'm sorry, plot-wise, I guess it's kind of straightforward, but then they kill it with that whole doctor thing, and so I'm going to give it a generous 2 out of 5, because at least it's somewhat coherent and not insane. I mean, I guess, you know, some of the characters are insane, and the way they treat the abilities of the military, I guess, maybe, whatever, 2 out of 5. The acting, I'm gonna give it a generous 2 out of 5. I mean, maybe it was on purpose that they kind of overacted in every fucking scene, maybe, and the doctor is horrible and the worst crying lament session ever. I mean, and he's like, what is he, William Shatner? He like pauses while he's talking. He's like, oh, I wish I never met you. Join me here at the hospital. I might have exaggerated that, but it was basically like that. It felt like that anyway. So there you go, 2 out of 5, maybe even worse, but whatever. Enjoyment factor, I mean, some sick part of me enjoyed a lot of the interactions between the actors, the ridiculous, the sheer ridiculousness, the awestruck of like what I'm beholding allowed me to survive it. And I'm sure if I drank a lot of alcohol and went and got my friends over and said, hey, let's watch this smashed out of our minds, it would be probably pretty good. Otherwise, you know, I don't know. 2 out of 5 enjoyment factor. And then my overall impression is a 1 out of 5. It's bad. It's bad. There's not much there to redeem itself. It is not a good movie. That guy, whoever wrote the review on IMDb, needs to reevaluate his movie tastes, because it's, you know, I mean, you know, if he thought it was a gory, non-CGI filled Neato creature feature, maybe I got the wrong movie. Maybe I've got the crap version. I'm trying to see, is this the special crap edition? The bad edition? This is the alpha build, and he got himself like the final build or something. I don't know. Anyways, whatever. That's my fault for listening. Thank God I picked this up for like less than $1, I think, when I did the math. It was with a bunch of other movies that I picked this up with. So it was sort of like thrown in for free. Anyways, but there you have it. Nezulla the Rat Monster. Oh my God. So that happened. Okay, well, episode 25 is done. Last week, the final week. And, you know what? Fuck it, man. I'm gonna do Die Hard Dracula now. One of these days, I'm gonna do Die Hard Dracula. Why? Because, you know what? I've got nothing left to lose. I might as well just, you know, bad movies. I mean, the Babadook is looking so fucking good right now. Oh, man. I was like, hey, I should just rewatch that instead of what I did tonight. I don't know. But anyways, there you have it. I really wanted to do something else. After I watched this, I'm going, like, how am I going to do this video? But I just don't have time to, like, watch something else and do a review. So here it is. There it is. There we go. God have mercy on our souls. And stay scary, Internet.